Welcome to Kiwi's Guide to Abilities. Today we'll go over how we can input abilities in Starcraft 2. First of all, you can input abilities by simply clicking the button and then pressing left click. But then if you wanted to use it again, you'd have to click again and click again. You can of course use the hotkeys, but there's two ways to do this more efficiently. One is very popular and common, and we have a name for it, which is rapid fire. And the other way it's just to you do multiple activation off of one key press. So we'll go over how to set up the rapid fire. So you go to pause, option, hotkeys, global, unit management, and then you can add some other hotkey to choose an ability or an AI target, and this will be the key that you just hold down so you get rapid activation of any ability you like to have on rapid fire. You see here I have 4 keys set up for this thing, while I can only put 2 inside the game. Well, there's a little trick to put more than this. It's fairly simple. So you go to your documents in your computer and you find the hotkey file that you're using. So for instance, here I'm using this one, which is called ban.sc2, and this is the file, and it's simply going to be a text file. On each line, you're going to have every hotkey you have in the game, and then after the equal is all the keys you have that is bind to it, and you can just add commas and just whatever other keys you want, and you can have as many as you'd like. And that's basically how you set up the rapid fire. If you want to have multiples, then you can use those. So like I said, the initial way to use abilities is just to press and release the button and then target using left click, but you can also press and hold the button and then target multiple times using the same spell with multiple left clicks. So the number of input you need from the keyboard is only 1 for a whole bunch of activation. And the third one is a rapid fire, which is what we're trying to look into for today. All right, so let's go back to Starcraft. So the first example for rapid fire, I'll do with the phoenixes. So if I bring phoenixes, I have the F key set up to graviton beam and also set up to choose target. So if I go over these ravagers, for instance, I can just lift them all up by just simply pressing F, and then if I press F again, it's going to select a target, right? So if I just hold down F, it's going to input F repeatedly, and then it's going to lift and choose a target at the same time. So all I do to do this is just hold down the F key and go over whatever I'm trying to target. You can do the same thing with multiple abilities. For instance, you can take Ravagers and Biles and all Bile at the same time. You can use the Ravens and put down a lot of towers very quickly. Of course, these require space, so it's not as fast. You can use Corruptors, and with Corruptors, you can do Caustic Spray really fast. There we go, for instance. And for a lot of abilities, this is not the ideal way to go. So if you want to do Force Field, for instance, you don't want to rapid fire them, or else they would just go one on top of the other, and since they don't have some more value if you do many, then this is just a waste of energy. So what you do is you hold down the T button, and when you hold down the button you have for your skill, and then it repeatedly inputs T. So as soon as you hit left click, it's gonna ask to cast again. So if you want to surround your sentries with force field, you just click once on your keyboard and then multiple times around it. So maybe this is obvious, but this is something I've seen a lot of people do not do correctly. Just clicking T at every instance where you want to do the ability, and this is wasting a lot of clicks, a lot of attention, and is very inefficient. So the same thing for fungal growth. Maybe you want to tag 2 teams. Same thing for disruptor. Maybe you want to send 2 balls. Same thing for storm. Maybe you want to send all 2 of them. Same thing for liberators. So you can want these 4 circles, these 5 circles, say, and it's gonna go do these. Here we go. So this is the units that you don't want to rapid fire with. Some units like the Ravager, you might want to do both, so it's fine to just have 2 things. One that's rapid fired and the other one is not, because you cannot do the multiple activation of 1 key press if it's rapid fire, because if you hold the rapid fire key, then it's gonna spam it. So I also have it on T, which is the other my other keyboard abilities. And this is the way I can get precise hits without spamming, while also having the possibility to just set up a rapid fire. A special unit in this regard is the Ghost, because yeah, for the EMP round it's an AoE, so it doesn't stack. You want to use them as you would Storm. But what's funny is the Snipe. If you have multiples, basically you can't waste energy. So while other spells like this would be wasted, like the Disruptor Ball, if you target some unit many times and only one of them is needed, you'll see you'll waste all the energy. So even if you have a really big ball of Ghost and you just rapid fire the snipes, everything is going to lose the energy, but it's going to get it back. So this is a very, very strong way to play with Ghosts, and this is how you should target the uh, the Ultralisks mostly in DBZ, or pretty much anything in DBZ, the big units like Broodlords. Alright, and last but not least, you can also use Rapid Fire to warp in stuff. So if you have your gateways, the proper way to do this, I've seen people do it with just way too many clicks, and it's just a waste of time. You just click and don't hold the key for the unit you want to produce. Say it's a sentry, you just click E, and then you don't hold it, and then you hold Shift, and then if you click, you would make many of them. So if you hold your rapid fire key, this is gonna make them rapidly, and that's it. That's all there is to know. Last little comment for using abilities, you can always use Shift to delay abilities. So if I want the Liberators to be there and then Siege there, you can do this. And it is very often used for burrowing or setuping units like Siege Tanks, Liberators, Banelings. You can queue burrows, you can queue burrows for mines, and you can even queue Explosion if this is something you'd like to do in a particular situation. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully this is useful. If you have questions for using abilities, don't be shy, but I guess this was fairly complete. See you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.